What's up? My name is Reggie Dokes, and I am a DJ, music producer, and composer for TV and film. So, I wanted to share with you um, how I bring ideas together musically. Um, my setup is very minimal. I don't have a lot of space to work in, hence the small MIDI keyboards. Um, uh, you see my desktop in the background and my monitors, but that's pretty much it. What I'm filming on is my laptop, um, and I use the laptop from time to time, um, just so that if I have ideas, I can be mobile with it. You know what I mean? Most of the time, I don't take my laptop out of the house. I usually like move to a different space in the house to create, if that makes sense. Sometimes I need a change of scenery. The the DAW that I use is Ableton Live Suite 10, actually. Um, I do have 12, but it's the light version for right now because I'm still kind of feeling my way around that. Um, at the end of the day, it's all about what your budget will allow and what you are comfortable with. So, um, in my opinion, um, most dolls are very similar. In terms of functionality, recording stuff, but there are some differences, obviously. But again, at the end of the day, it's all about what you're comfortable with. Um, so yeah, um, let's get started. So there's this great plugin that I use by this company out of Los Angeles called Output. They have this plugin called Arcade. Essentially, it was basically a loop-based plugin, um, but over time, since I've been with them, they have done what they call one shots, which I love, especially a lot of the one shot synth sounds, because I'm a synth fanatic. Um, I love synth sounds. Um, if I had the space in the background, you would see nothing but synthesizers. But since I don't have the space, and since I do want to stay married, um, plugins have to do for now, right? So when I'm so I have opened up this plugin called Arcade, right? And I have these. They have this um, drum break sounds that are loops. So when I create, sometimes I may have a genre in mind, and so I want to say this to all the upcoming producers. Don't feel bad if you start out one way and you end up in a totally different space musically. Sometimes it works like that. Sometimes you have to give in to the process. Like you start one way and you end up another. But if it feels good to you, then my suggestion is that you you move towards what you've come up with, and if you like it, then that's all that matters, really. Um, at the end of the day, do you like the finished product? But usually, how I like to create is I like to create like loops first of my ideas before I arrange, if that makes sense. So these are drum loops, and let's see. In terms of what I produce, I'm primarily known for deep house, um, but I like to think that I'm very diversified when it comes to the music, especially these last, um, like to say, 4 or 5 years. I've just kind of been all over the place in terms of different genres of music, especially when you talk about the composing space. Like, I've found that you really can't afford to be a one genre producer when it comes to placements in the film industry or commercials. Like, you really have to, your bandwidth for creating music has to be very broad. So that's why I listen to a lot of different genres of music, because I feel like it keeps me fresh. It keeps me open. It keeps me on top of my game, if you will. So, yes, let's get a kick. So that's my kick, but I forgot to. My click did not continue, so do it again. So with my kick, at least with the kick, I like to quantize it. I like to quantize it. So there are instances where I don't quantize, but that generally is like if I'm soloing an instrument, maybe adding some texture with some interesting sounds. But when it comes to the kick, I like being in the pocket. Then everything else is fair game. So I am going to my kick, and I'm quantizing. Okay. All right. I know that kick has a has a symbol in it. You hear it? That's okay. I'm just rolling with it. I can always go back and correct that, but right now, it's all about getting the ideas out. So I got my kick. got my kick, and we just gonna roll with that. So right now, I'm going to maybe try and find some chords or piano or synthesizer sound to lay down an idea. So I'm still using Arcade. So I'm gonna go find me some sounds. Let me try this stiff bass sound. See what that sounds like. So with their plugins, you have the option of loops, and like I said, one-shot sounds. That sounds okay. I'm gonna go to. I'm still in Arcade. This particular sound is called Particles. I love Particles because they have like these really dreamy, sounds. Sounds like it could be a flute. Okay. I could probably tone down the delay on that a little bit, but let's get an idea. I usually don't go too long on the like just like four measures or so. Let's see how that sounds. Just some real simple chords. So I think I like that idea. So let's stick with that. So uh, let's do like a bass sound. Yeah, let's find a bass sound we can play. Back into my same plugin. Just try and find a bass sound. Eventually I'll have it to the point where you can see my screen and see what I'm dealing with. But right now we gotta do what we gotta do. All right. So looking for some bass sounds. Da-da-da-da. Let me see. Oh, miniature jungle. Oh, I'm getting sidetracked here. So with this plugin, they do have a search bar. So I'm going to type in bass and see what comes up. This is interesting. I love some of the names that they give these sounds to. Like, okay, let's have this one called, that came up called plunge bass. So let's see how that sounds. That sounds interesting. So in this particular plugin with Arcade, they have these sliders, I call them, that have different effects on them. So listen. So I'm sliding one called Clip Wah. Notice how the texture and tone has changed on the sound. This next slider is called Haas Octave. So sounds more like an electric bass, and then sliding this. I don't know, sounds like it gets a little wider. Well, they have echo. I love echo. Delay. And don't ask me why. I just do. That's the echo feature. And then let's see, this slider is called Modernize. See how that sounds. Ooh, that sounds nasty. Ooh, okay. Bet. See what we got. Kind of like that nasty, crunchy sound. Let's record it. I keep it simple, baby. Let's see how this came out. Let's play it. I like how that feels in the beginning of the bass sound. It feels like it's in pocket, and then at the end of it, it feels like it's slightly off the grid, but like how it feels, so I'm going to roll with that. That part, then here at the end, here it but I still like it. I still like it, so I'm gonna keep it. Go back in. See what I come up with. Okay. So I'm getting a sign that my battery life is getting low on my laptop, so I'm gonna plug it in before I shut down. Okay, let's see what we. Okay, the headphones I use are Audio Technica. They're really beat up, but they are. I find them to be some really good headphones. There's a producer that I truly respect. He calls himself Henny, my Morehouse brother, and I know he's the one. He was the influence on me using these headphones when I produce music because they give a very honest quality sound. All right, let's get back to it. Sometimes I like to play around with the same instrument, like add extra notes just to kind of give it a different flow. All right, let's find something interesting. Boom, 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 boom. bass sound actually called Deep Trouble. So I'm gonna lay down one more idea and then give you some words of information and encouragement. We'll wrap this thing up. Ooh. So I know it's like another low, like kind of bass sound. Sound like a harpsichord. I'm moving on because that sound is okay. Sometimes I just like the loop to play and just kind of go through sounds and feel my way through. Let's see. So I'm still in arcade. There's one they call Sazon. It's like a lot of Brazilian sounds, which is really cool. A lot of loops as well. that one's cool. That's cool. Keep searching till I find something. That's how I do it. That's how any producer should do it. Keep searching until you find that sound that gels, you know. And I don't have a method. I just go through sounds until something sparks for me. Sounds nice and weird. Mm. Espacio. Let's see what that sounds like. Espacio. Kind of like how that sounds and feels. Let's go ahead and let's So, I kind of like there being space between my instruments. I don't like it to clash, if that makes sense. So I took that one note out. I didn't like the beauty of MIDI. So you you kind of get the idea of well, I get the idea of where I'm going with this track. So usually I will, I'm kind of known for having some interesting drum programming because I come from um, a percussion background. Instrument that I had formal training on was at the time it was called concert snare. I'm not sure if that's still a thing, if that's the right name now, but it was concert snare for orchestra. So it was a lot of paradiddles, flamadiddles, those rudiments. So drums has always been my thing, and so usually if I'm doing deep house or house period, and even techno, um, yes, the kick is there, but there's generally some other interesting things going on with the beat. Um, you know, basically my beat are not just straightforward. I gotta make it interesting for me. So there you have it. I create loop-based ideas first. Then once I have a loop that I'll sit with it and listen to it over and over and over. And if it feels good, then I go into arrangement view in my DAW and I arrange it. Um, Sometimes if I feel like soloing, I will. But at the end of the day, I'm sure other producers who've been at it for a while will tell you, just keep it simple, a nice groove, um, and not too complicated. Anyway, that's how I operate. When I say not too complicated, I guess I mean it's not busy. It's not like a whole lot of shit going on. So yeah, that's it. This is my first um, of giving my fan base, how I create, and I'll see you next time. Appreciate you. Thank you.